Imagine if that started it off.
That started
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Who did the intro last time? You did it?
Me.
All right. I'll do it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Big Bird Outdoors. For anybody who has not been here before, my name's Nate.
My name's Max.
And today we're taking a stab at people. It's good, all in good fun, but
Vicious. No,
it's not vicious.
Oh,
Either.
vicious.
It's all in good fun.
What they're doing is vicious.
In some cases, yes. But today we're talking about anti-hunters and vegans. If you've been on the channel, you know we're the complete opposites of that.
Yeah, we like.
I mean, as soon as you see the outdoors name in the channel, it's kind of a given.
And all the fishing videos. You know.
But first, we're gonna do a little ad for my own business. We talked about it at the end of the last video, but we wanted to put it at the start so people know. Fishing guides. Max recommends the
trout and crappie. Those are the two to do.
So now you didn't just hear it from the guy that does them.
Yeah, no.
I mean, he is my buddy, so I take it with a grain of salt. But
beneficial wise, you get the actual trout. You can keep it if you want. It's also really fun when you catch them because they do fight. They use that current in the river, and it's fun. And the crappie, nonstop.
And remember with the trout last year, we also mentioned in the last podcast that we have not, all of last year, we didn't have a day where we didn't, I think every single day we caught at least 2.
Yeah.
So pretty much fish guaranteed, 5 hours, get to fish them. It's staying cold here. I'm pretty sure through next week also. I'll just check right now, but I still have ice fishing spots open. So if you want to get it on the ice, still ice making weather, still safe ice weather. So a couple more weeks, get in on the ice with me. So go down below, the link to my website and the Instagram there. You can either DM me or book me on the website and come fishing with me and maybe Max if he's around.
Yeah.
Or you can request not to have him at all. I mean, that's your personal. Or request not to have me and just bring him or something.
I don't know what I'm doing. No, that's just
decide who you hate more and just pick them out. It's definitely Max, right, guys? Yeah, exactly. All right. So this is actually something I kind of talked about on the channel already. With my hunting myths one, I did kind of touch on it, but not directly with I did talk about anti-hunters, but not like the whole vegan push of it, because that's a whole nother realm. I will preface this with saying I was talking to Max about it earlier. I'm blocked on PETA's Instagram page for talking about this exact subject. If you don't know what PETA is, they're basically the extremists of the animal activism side. I would say well-intentioned, but not really. They also euthanize 90% of the animals they take in because they don't think domesticating them is proper. So they just kill them.
Yeah, because that's
not a nice organization to say the least. But
how that works.
I am blocked on their main page, so I was thinking of getting stories directly from them. I think we'll just look up PETA and see what comes up in the news.
Yeah.
As part of this, because that'll be funny as hell. But I was gonna pull it right from the Instagram. Then I realized, at least for my main account, I can't get onto it. So Max could, I could, or I could get to it from one of the other ones, so we can go on there. But let's look at the beautiful news with just the search term PETA.
I can't
see if there's anything in the news. I
can't help but ask, but how is it spelled?
PETA.
Okay, just because it reminds me of when Lois.
People for the ethical treatment of animals. So what they do is they just kill them.
Yeah, that's
So this makes sense. Okay, PETA demands probe of cruel experiment on monkeys in China. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, no, that's reasonable.
Okay, so PETA takes aim at fashion industry and grisly PSA. So here we go. So against the fur industry, which if you guys don't know, it's an industry I'm in. And if you know anything about the fur industry, it basically comes from quoted animal or limits on fur. So you can only take so many of each species. So there is a limit. So it's not just wiping out the fur back in the 1800s or 1700s. Or it's taken from nuisance animals where there's so damn many, it doesn't matter how many you shoot. So coyotes, raccoons, minks, stuff like that. Even those have limits on them. I'm pretty sure where they get them.
Probably.
So it's like it's not a. First of all, it's not a problem. It's just they don't want to hear about it. I don't know, and I think that's actually what I got blocked for. I think it was about coyote hunting in the fur industry.
Yeah.
And I basically said, like, I'm ramming out statistics of, first of all, why they're a problem. Second of all, why it's actually better to utilize the fur for something, in this case, clothing.
Right.
If you're going to get rid of a nuisance animal and try to regulate populations, that it's better to then use what you get. And apparently they didn't even want to, like, hear me, and they just blocked me right out. So good on you, Peter. Way to really get in the debate.
Fair enough.
Way to hear the other side and really don't. What the hell? Apparently they donated $100K because Tyrann Mathieu got an interception, and I don't know why. I need to read this.
What's the?
And it was the one that was nullified by a penalty, so it wasn't actually a real one.
They thought it might have been. So.
I'm so confused.
Well,
So is Tyrann Mathieu like a big animal guy?
I don't know. Maybe. I think the anti-hunting thing is ridiculous
I'm
because
so confused.
Think about
I think he's an animal guy.
think about it, Nate. Anti-hunting. Let's let here in the Northeast, we don't have a lot of predators.
Dude, I have so many good stories from Instagram
Hey.
comments and stuff. I love getting into that stuff.
This is my personal thing. We don't have a lot of predators here in the Northeast. Deer can reproduce like crazy, and this can go really all over, right? And when those animals reproduce, and they're all animals of prey, so they eat vegetation and whatnot, they're gonna eat all that vegetation down and eventually starve and die. And also with the overbreeding, with people not, executing the animals, the overbreeding can cause diseases like blue tongue, chronic wasting disease, different diseases that rot them.
So here's my thing. So you said there's not really any predators. We have a massive coyote problem in Connecticut because we're not like the Midwest where it's spread out.
Yeah.
So Connecticut's like 5,200 square miles or something like that. There's about an upward estimate of 5,000 coyotes. So that means there's almost a coyote for every square mile, but we're also one of the most densely populated states for people. So you get more interaction just out of pure. I just spilled salsa all over myself.
Those coyotes also have different food sources like trash cans,
because they're in contact with people.
We're so densely populated that they eat people's dogs, cats,
and it's also not like the Midwest because nobody hunts them.
Right, because the Midwest,
I don't know. I hunt them, and you hunt them with me. I probably can't name you another person who actually goes out and actively seeks to hunt them. So here's my point with that, like the densely populated. 2 days ago, South Perry Animal Control warned residents after coyote attacks. 2 weeks ago, coyote warnings in Connecticut. 3 days ago, Animal Control warns about coyote attacks in Southbury, same thing. Here's from Boston, 2 days ago. Backyard breeding in the tri-town of Connecticut, which is one of our around us. So they're we have 2 packs of coyotes, so we're in like the populated part of our town. So, I mean, everybody owns about 1 acre to 2 acres. Yeah. So there's not a ton of land. But right behind my house, there's a coyote pack, and right across the street from Max's house where we're at right now, there's another one. So in the most populated part of our town, we already have 2 coyote packs, and it's the most populated part of town. So like you can only imagine. I know there's probably hundreds of them across just our town alone.
Oh yeah. But they're feeding off so many different things because people have. A lot of people have chickens here. A lot of people have dogs, cats. So just eat all of them. And
Greenwich dog owner says pet was attacked and killed by coyote 2 weeks ago. Coyotes in Central Park, like middle of New York City.
Wait, what? Coyotes are just Living
Dude,
their life.
well, that's the thing is,
Nobody's killing them.
coyotes are made to live wherever they can.
Yeah.
So even if it's, like you said before, feeding out of trash cans, scraps that people dump for them, they'll live off of it. And the scary thing with that is then they become so comfortable with humans that as like someone aggravates them, doesn't feed them, something along those lines, they will attack that person. Or they'll attack little, like that Greenwich story was like a little tiny dog. It's cake and like I have two 90-pound dogs. They're not gonna, a 40, 50-pound coyote's not gonna mess with them.
Not alone, at least.
But a little tiny rat dog, I mean, free pickings. But going back to the whole anti-hunter thing, when you don't take care of these problems, you get issues.
Yeah.
So like, I'll bring up another funny story. So I had a sponsored ad on Instagram. All of mine come from Instagram. I don't know why, because I'm on YouTube even more than Instagram, but all mine happen to come on Instagram. But I also feel like that's kind of just an echo chamber for vegans, especially on PETA. But I had a sponsored ad for some reason about like anti-wolf trapping in Idaho. And if you don't know about Idaho, they have massive wolf problems because of their repopulation. I mean, like most places went horribly wrong. Because basically what they did, I know they had a similar thing in Yellowstone and Wyoming, where they just took large packs and put them into areas instead of spreading them out. So then they would literally just decimate an area, move to the next area, decimate it, move to the next, and just block out places and just kill everything. So Idaho has that problem, so they're trying to thin out packs. And this lady goes, but the traps are cruel and they're dangerous for other animals. And I'm like, first of all, read a trapper's manual, because there's I know at least here, we're overregulated in everything involved in hunting, but I know everywhere there's strict regulations, especially with large animal trapping, where there has to be like specific guidelines for how you set them so that they don't affect other animals. And they're also set in places where they are made to not affect other animals.
Yeah.
And she's like, I could be walking along and my little dog could get stuck in a trap. I'm like, where are you walking your dog? I'm like,
you're gonna walk your dog in the middle.
I was just confused as hell.
Private property a lot of the times is where people do
And
something.
then my other favorite one was in a comment section. It might have actually been on that same post because there was some mention of coyotes too. And this lady said, just because they're coming into an area doesn't mean they're a nuisance. If you let them, listen to this. If you let them play out through time, the ecosystem will naturally balance itself. It just balances itself. It just naturally comes perfect.
No.
It just goes, everybody has 50% perfect lineup right down the line, and it's just perfect.
They kind of had to put wolves in Yellowstone because it got so populated with elk and whatnot. Like they had to.
But that doesn't mean you just get to go and decimate everything.
Yeah.
No. And like, especially with coyotes here, I know down south they have a massive problem with them, which is kind of the same problem because nobody hunts them.
Right.
So like Alabama, I know their fawn survival rate I think is sitting at 50% since coyotes have come in, and they have one of the highest deer populations, and now it's just pretty much flatlining, which I mean is kind of good because then the deer populations doesn't.
Right.
But at the same time, if that continues, it'll dump off.
Drop, yeah.
And then the problem with that is then the coyotes move on to other feeding. Because now they can't just get easy fawns because there's not enough deer reproducing. So then they just go and kill off rabbits, let's say.
Or different livestock down there or something.
But then basically my point to her was, I'm like saying these statistics, like friggin' personal problems we have here that I've personally seen with it. Like populated states like Connecticut getting overrun and just pets getting killed and stuff. And she's like, but the natural balance. I'm like, you don't just get to throw a new animal. Even if they used to be there, you don't just take a new animal and thrust them into a place and expect everything to just flatten out like nothing happened. Because like wolves naturally belong in that environment, but they haven't been there for 50, 60 years.
Right.
So now this whole group of elk was the first example, mule deer, whatever's there. They're not accustomed to predators coming after them. Right. So now they're just easy pickings. Yeah. Because they've become so complacent. Yeah. And that's like we had a few cougars come here too, and they were just, I mean, it's free pickings because none of those deer have ever seen a cougar in hundreds of years.
I've seen one You know the big white church down the road from that
Mhm.
dude's farm? Yeah. My mom and I were going down to Saybrook, and literally jumps in the middle of the road, looks at us, and then right across.
Yeah, Connecticut.
It was in the cattle field and goes over.
Connecticut's Department of Energy Environmental Protection, DEEP, DEEP. They don't want to acknowledge that there's a mountain lion population. Even if it's small, there's a mountain lion population. I know there's a population in our town because Max, along with 3 other people I know, have seen them. And I know one person who has seen a mother with 2 cubs, or cubs, right?
I don't know.
Kittens, that's it. They're cats. They're not bears.
Yeah.
But so I know at least in our town, there's a few of them, unless it's just a couple of them traveling a lot. But I know there's cougars in Connecticut.
Oh yeah.
Because like people or the DEP always says, oh, there's spottings, but we can't confirm. And I'm like, I know people like you know what a freaking cougar is. I know that, and I know a couple other people. At least all the other people that I know that have seen them know exactly what it is and would be able to know it right on sight.
You can mistake Bigfoot for a bear, but you cannot mistake a mountain lion for a
especially when there's nothing around. They're like,
Yeah.
a big bobcat. I'm like, no, that's a
no.
100-pound cougar compared to a 30-pound bobcat.
Different color pattern and everything.
Different length, height, color, size, like just pure build too.
Bobcats are
they're not big. No. Like if it was a lynx that was brown, which isn't a thing, at least that I'm aware of. Maybe because a lynx is bigger.
A little bit, but the tail a little
but like an 80 to 100-pound cougar compared to a 25, 30-pound bobcat is so different. We're going off on a tangent though.
Right.
Back to the main thing. If you put brand new predators in an area, it doesn't flatline out. No. So hunters, well, then the problem is it's the same people that call for that. Like the anti-hunter stuff that then try to do that conservation thing. Yeah. But then when it goes awry, they don't want the hunters to come in and help. When the hunters are the ones who are actually out there all the time.
Yeah.
And know exactly what's happening. I mean, obviously there's biologists involved, so they know what's happening. But usually those aren't always the people that are going to go out there and deal with the problem if there is one. Because then you also have the anti-hunter people. Oh, don't do it. You just put them there. It doesn't matter that they're annihilating everything and destroying the ecosystem. It'll balance out. No. It'll be fine. No.
But, I actually don't remember what I was going to say.
Oh, I got you. I just kept talking. All right, let's see if I can get on the PETA.
I'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah. We're in, boys.
What do we got?
Apparently now we need to make dumplings vegan. Okay. Happy Year of the Ox. From some of the happy oxen thriving after being rescued from animal rahat.
What is that?
No clue.
The beluga whale.
Apparently beluga whales are being sexually abused.
What?
Okay, but I'll give them credit. This is like stuff I can get behind, like Uggs boots and stuff, and like wool shearing and stuff. Except this is like the extreme of wool shearing. That's not how the majority of it goes. I know people who do a business out of it. It's not
you
a bad thing.
You do need to shear your sheep though.
Yeah, you actually need to.
Much. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it gets. Especially in the summer, they're gonna die from overheating and whatnot.
Okay, and then here's my other thing. Why are Kate Moss and most designers dumped real fur for a luxurious, sustainable fox, yet you still support the killing of animals for frivolous fashion? Okay, this is the problem, is that people don't realize where it's actually coming from. So they can show as many pictures of an animal in a cage, but I can tell you, at least in America, I'm an American. That's what I know, America. The majority of places within America doing fur are coming from those animals that we talked about before, the nuisance animals, the animals with limits, regulated stuff. So it's utilized fur. It's not just animals in cages being slapped around.
All right, I got it. So
he's back on it.
Hunter, so, people say, or, some anti-hunters and vegans and whatnot say that hunters are awful. They kill these animals, and it seems like they want them all gone. But no, we actually want the animals so we can continue to keep.
Hunters are the greatest conservationists out there.
Well, yeah, no, they've done more for the conservation of animals than anti-hunters and vegans.
Hunters statistically have saved more endangered animals than any charitable conservation efforts on Earth.
Yeah,
it's 100% factual and undeniable.
The Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation.
Elephants, rhinos, lions at one point.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing I talked about it pretty extensively in my hunting myths video. The trophy hunting myth that it's just cruelty. When actually, my dad and I were actually just talking about it a couple weeks ago because it is a very important thing to realize. Because my main point with it is if you can find a better system, do it. But there has never been a better system than the trophy hunting system. Yeah. So basically, it's tens of thousands of dollars to do one of these hunts. And it's on massive areas of land, which is privately protected, which means these animals have tens of thousands of acres to roam freely, and it's protected from poaching. Plus, the money from taking just one of those animals can save up to 30 of that same species. So somebody does like an elephant hunt of like a nuisance elephant, like a big aggressive one or something, and take it out. So we've lost one. So now we can go and save 30 with that money that's left over after paying guides and workers and stuff. So we've taken one to save 30, which basically means overall we've saved 29 animals just out of payment, let alone what's actually then cascading like domino effect from that.
Yeah.
But trophy hunting doesn't work.
Yeah, no good.
But again, so like those money systems are very efficient.
Yeah.
So like charity, it goes through an organization, it goes some here, some there, here, there, and it's just not quite as direct and hands-on. Whereas, like I said, it's money to the workers, money to the owners. Everything else goes towards conservation or protection and management of that land, which in turn creates more animals and creates more protected habitat. Yeah. So like if you were actually, instead of like one of these massive like protected parks, if you were to actually go and own like a hunting ranch there, like 30,000, 20,000 acres, you'd actually be doing more for those animals. Yeah. Because you can actually, first of all, a poacher's not going to go in somewhere where someone's constantly looking around for animals with a gun. Yeah. Especially in a more contained, 10, 20,000 acres is a huge area, and some of them are even bigger than that. But compared to like these massive like protected parks that are hundreds of thousands of acres, that park guys can't just watch over every inch of it. But in a smaller hunting ranch setting, and people are constantly moving around it and watching the habitat and watching the wildlife, they're a lot more easily manageable, especially in terms of poaching. So that's another thing. So if you actually open a hunting ranch somewhere out there, you're truly just providing a protected area where all you ask is to take one to then go and save 20, hundreds in the end. Yeah, right. Like I said, there's multiple animals that are credited with trophy hunting action that have been saved from extinction, like elephants, like a couple species of rhinos, lions at one point. Yeah. But don't trophy hunt them because it hurts my feelings that you have to shoot them. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you can find a better system, okay, go ahead with it. There hasn't been a better system ever that has consistently put out results. And and the other thing is, if you truly want the conservation, why aren't you supporting the thing that actually leads to it? Yeah. Rather than letting your feelings take. You just want to have moral superiority, basically. Yeah, I think that's the end goal of it.
Letting their feelings about that at least be heard really isn't doing that much. Yeah. It's not.
Oh, my favorite
People
was
that actually take the animal are doing more.
Did you hear the Cecil the lion story? It was a few years back, 3-4 years back.
I don't think so.
Some guy went lion hunting, and he shot, and there was like this famed lion that everybody loved in the area, and he shot a male lion, and everybody flipped their shit because they thought it was Cecil the lion. And a few weeks later, it came out it wasn't even him. and almost the majority of money went towards lion conservation. So the people, first of all, wasn't even the lion the people thought it was. And then second of all the money went to, or the majority of the money went towards saving lions.
Right.
And then that lion was never actually killed, the famed one. So just flip your top because I don't like it and I think it's him. Yeah. But no, it's not him, and it really actually helped. So absolutely disgusting. Oh, but we talked about anti-hunters a lot.
Yeah.
Come on, crazy vegans. I mean, oh my God. Have you heard of the story of the what's his name? He was on the Joe Rogan podcast. The dude that runs like this like wild meat store or shop and restaurant. and he was like, he would like have like 5 vegan protesters, and like the next day 10, 30, 50, and like it kept growing, and after a week he just got fed up with it, opened the blinds of the front window and just started cleaning a deer.
Wait, was it Chris Pratt? No, because
No, he's an actor. No,
I know.
He pisses people.
No,
it's like a guy who's like in that, like the butcher market and everything. But he got like so pissed off because like one day, and they were like screaming at him and stuff and like telling them to like go to like the guy across the street. So he just opened the blinds of the front window and just started cleaning a deer, like friggin'. He's just like, all right, I'm gonna butcher a deer right here for you. And they're like screaming at the window. He's like showing them all the cuts and like explaining it to them. I'm like, oh my God, that's fantastic. That's awesome. But his main point was, if you don't like it, just don't come here.
Yeah.
Like, why do you care that much? And then like, you're harassing my friggin' customers and stuff. He's like, can you just go away?
Yeah.
Like, I'm making a business out of this. I believe in this. The people that are eating here believe in this.
Yeah.
Just because you don't doesn't mean you can come and try to destroy my business.
Right.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And I think that's the right attitude to have.
No, it is. And people, by doing that, they're not actually, like, what are you going to do? Over even a 10-year basis, you're not going to change the whole country, the whole world, probably not even your whole state or town into being
not even
a
street.
vegan. Like, you won't do anything. It's not going to do anything.
It's a lifestyle choice, and people don't need to do the lifestyle.
Exactly.
Well, and also going after hunters as the root problem is the stupidest thing you can do. Yeah. Because, I mean, factory farming stuff, I can see that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
like, especially the crazy shit. There's less of it now, which is a good thing.
I don't like the stuff with chickens and their egg producing because they don't get to do anything.
Yeah, like that extreme. That's what I'm saying. Like that extreme stuff, but there's less of that now.
Yeah.
And I can get behind that. But then when you come like to people who like get their own, like go out and actually get their hands on their own food, use every piece of the animal, eat all of it.
Yeah.
And you're like, so that guy is the problem? No, he's not the problem. Nah, he's the solution right there. That's what I mean, it's a fair point that a lot of hunters say. If you're willing to eat something from the store, go out and get something yourself so that you actually realize what you're eating every time you eat it.
It's also a lot better.
Of course, if you have the opportunity, and it's better for you.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but if you don't have the opportunity, then obviously, yeah.
But if you have the opportunity, go do it.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. My favorite myth from the earlier video I did, I keep referencing, go back and watch it, everybody. But is that hunters are like ruthless killers, like just heartless, like
no.
Max is just like no. Yeah, that was a kind of a humorous one to me, because like I've seen videos of people crying at their first kill, especially like when someone's like grown. Like an older person, it's like their first time taking a big game animal. I've seen people weep.
Yeah.
It's not a weakness. It's just you're not used to it. Yeah. And I think it just hits you like, oh, shit, that's actually what's happening right now. Like that's.
Yeah.
It's like the circle of life and natural world hits you.
With my personal experience, it was more eye-opening than anything.
It's almost like a surreal sort of thing.
Yeah.
Especially your first time.
Yeah. It felt, I don't know, some connection. I don't even know. It's just really.
That's what I'm saying. It's the truest connection to the natural world that you can get.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's important to try and experience it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like the whole freak vegan.
No, I mean if you're a vegan, that's cool. I have friends.
No, I
that
have
are
no
vegans.
problem with
Yeah,
vegan.
no.
That's why in the title of this I said extreme vegans,
Yeah.
because that's where the problem is.
If you're insane about it, if you make it your whole lifestyle, there's an issue.
Have you seen the? I have a feeling at least someone who's watched this or watching this now or going to watch it has seen. Have you ever seen Middle Ground on YouTube? The pretty big channel where they just take opposing viewpoints and make them talk.
Yeah.
But it's edited and everything. Dude, the vegan, holy shit, I gotta look up the pictures of it. Because you'll know, it's basically like if you see the 6 people they have, you can pick the vegans out. Like they pick the vegans. Hold up. Let's see if I can get a picture of all 6 people.
I have friends that are vegans, and they're totally fine with me hunting and not being a vegan and everything, and I'm totally fine.
Take a wild guess who's who.
I think that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, dude, I need to find the other dude. Oh my god, one of the dudes is like bandana, like baggy,
Hippie.
like hippie clothes. Oh my god, and he's talking about. Oh my god, the best part was the dude asked, so he's like, so if there's like an animal that you knew all your life and it was attacking or it was fighting with a person or something, it was like, I don't remember exactly what the question was, but it was basically like, you would save the animal over the human. He's like, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? Excuse my French, but what?
If the animal was like viciously attacking me or viciously attacking someone else,
oh, that thing's getting shot on sight.
Oh, I'd kill it. I don't care what it is.
And the dude's like, but I've known it my whole life. I have a connection to it. I'm like, this dude has no morals. I'm sorry. This man has no moral stature. And yeah, he's trying to preach to other people. He's the morally superior one, but we kill animals or people over animals, or just allow people to get attacked by animals.
I mean,
Fido's getting Jimmy again.
Like, let's say if it was
Fido's attacking Jimmy again. Oh no!
If a dog or something that I knew my whole life was attacking, like let's say Nate, if I was close enough, I'll
take him out.
But let's just say that
y'all seen the self-defense class, triangle choke at that.
But if I definitely try and prevent that. You'd have to hurt the animal, most likely to get it off.
Well, it's like if 2 people you knew were fighting each other and one dude's pounding the hell out of the other guy in the foot. Like, get the hell off him.
Like,
if someone
kick them in the side, it'll get off.
If your freaking mother and father got in a fight and your mother's trying to kill your father, I mean, that's what we talked about in the gun thing. If you threaten somebody's life, you've given up your right to live by doing so.
Yeah.
No matter who it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a ridiculous situation to think about. I don't think your mother's killing your father anytime soon, or vice versa.
I don't know about
that. But that's my main thing is like the whole preachy thing, like the holier than thou moral superiority, and it's like, all right, you got it, buddy. Yeah. You go eat your damn friggin' kale chips and
I'm gonna go and enjoy my Kentucky bourbon steak with rosemary, all that.
I'll go rock some venison burgers and oh my god, little elk pastrami or something. You can go eat your kale chips and seaweed ice cream or whatever.
Wait, is that
I have no idea. I would not be surprised. I'm looking it up right now.
Oh my god!
I would not be surprised.
I thought that was actually a thing. I was like, wait a minute.
Yup.
Is it?
Oh no, not foot. Never mind. It's a filler and ice cream.
Oh, okay. I just got real concerned there.
No, but they're seaweed based ice creams, but like they have different flavors.
Nah, dude.
I'm all good. Well, no, but like part of it is like extracts from it, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you can also get that from other places too. But then there's some that are like seaweed based. I'm good.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
class.
Nope. Miss me out on that.
Or the other things were like, okay, this is one thing I don't get, and this is
Speaking of vegans, imagine not being able to eat ice cream. My family would go down, dude. Dude, we literally go through like 10 cartons of ice cream in like 3 weeks. Like we use it for everything. Okay, go ahead.
I get it. I got it.
He's on it.
Okay, the thing, and this is kind of all vegans, but like, I don't know, not to be rude, but so they don't eat eggs or drink milk or something like that. So those are something those animals produce naturally, and it's not hurting them. I mean, a chicken lays an egg just naturally, like it doesn't affect them in any way. It just happens. And you can eat that egg, and they don't care if you take it. They don't. They're gonna lay another one the next day.
It's better than 800 freaking chicks running around there and 3/4 of them dying because they can't be taken care of.
God, yeah, there's not enough food in the area or whatnot. And same with milk with cows. Well, milk is produced.
That, and if it's not a fertilized egg, it's just gonna sit there in the same way for
and rot. Yeah, no good.
It's a waste. It's a waste. Exactly. That's a good way to put it. But then also the I thought you were gonna go along like nutritional stuff, like milk and eggs and like nutrition that you miss from that. Because I mean, there is a proper way to get stuff like that from a vegan diet, but it's a lot harder because like when you're eating like I know like that one of the main proteins is like nuts and seeds and stuff. There's also other elements with that, and it's also harder for your body to break it down because of those elements. Yeah. Where if I sit down and like eat a steak, that's protein to protein. Like it's more directly transferred.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know the exact science behind it. I'm not a chemist or a nutritional biologist or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I do know that as a fact from like lifting and stuff too. That's why like you go and you eat chicken, especially chicken is a great lean protein. Fish, meat, steak, like lean steaks,
venison, all that. But
venison's a very underrated workout meat, by the way.
Yeah, it's the.
I think it's also because people don't have it available to them, but that's a very good workout.
They should make venison a lot more available. But I see.
We know people that could feed the neighborhood with that. Brian.
But
17 a year, why not?
Easy.
That'll piss Andy off. I don't care.
I would also much rather sit down and eat a nice big plate of steak and this and that instead of some nuts and seeds and
kind of on the nutrition thing is then you also have to think it out more. I think that's the hard part because you are missing very certain especially calcium from. I mean, you can get it decently from different fruits. Yeah, but I know calcium's one and protein's the other big one, and then also proper fats. Because if you don't get the proper mix of fats from just eating like seeds and nuts, and then obviously fruits, vegetables, that stuff is very low in it. So, and you kind of need that natural like animal fat type of deal. I think that's actually, I mean, Max and I are both workout guys. His mother's a personal trainer, so we grew up listening to nutrition stuff.
Right.
And just getting like I just said, like from seeds and stuff or like shitty candy fats and stuff like that. Like there are different kinds of fats, and actually knowing the different ones is very important for good nutrition. Because if you're getting like those crappy, like saturated, nasty fats all the time, it's not going to help you. No. But getting some of those more natural ones is actually a very good thing for your body because it's necessary for certain elements.
Yeah.
So that's actually when you see like bodybuilders and like super skinny, like cut down or not skinny, but like shredded dudes, it's actually not that healthy.
No, it's actually bad.
It can actually cause you physical harm.
They say you should have like from 10 to 18% body fat to be
healthy. I think the minimum is like 3.5 or something like that.
That's too because you're literally like I did research, this is a little inappropriate, but you have no sex drive.
That's a huge one.
That one's that your heart awful,
and you're naturally very tired.
You're exhausted. You're in a bad mood. Like
you can also have body heat fluctuations. That's very extreme. That's only if you're like 1% or lower. But because fat is part of keeping your body heat consistent.
Right.
So if you're at under 1% or at 1% or so, you're probably gonna fucking die. Let's be honest. Again, excuse the French, but you're probably gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
But body heat fluctuations, heart stuff, But yeah, sex drive, being very tired are the two big ones.
Yeah.
Well, and you said it's inappropriate, but it's really not. Like sex drive, it actually affects a lot more things in your body than just like sexual activity. Testosterone.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's one of the things in your body. If you don't stack things properly, one thing falls off the rails, things start to follow.
Yeah.
And then it all goes down.
Yep.
But now we're going down a big thing. But again, we're not saying you can't go vegan and that's not possible.
Yeah.
But it has to be very meticulous in and very specific in how you do it.
You're definitely going to have to plan your diet out a little bit.
A lot.
Yeah.
And you're a lot better off just sticking to an omnivorous diet and consistently doing it.
Now, if it tastes better, let's be honest.
It tastes better.
Let's be honest.
And but if you have real physical restrictions, my grandfather was a running coach and big time runner, and he had issues with red meats, so he had to cut those out of his diet. But even then, he eats fish, chicken, turkey, stuff like that all the time, which is great lean protein. So he's still getting it. And I don't know. I personally can't really talk on it because I eat meat all day, every day. But I mean, that's lean protein. I mean, I can't tell you quite I don't know this exact.
We're not nutritionalists, but we're just going based off what my mother went to college for this and his mom, just common sense. Yeah, but I couldn't imagine your grandfather. Oh, not red meat. Oh man, so tasteless. Well, fish is actually.
Well, he still does fish and chicken and stuff, which else. All right, here's Harvard Health talking about nuts for animal protein. I'm trying to substitute more oils and proteins from plant sources for the animal products in my diet. I love nuts and know that they are a good source of both, but I'm worried about the calories. Do you have any advice?
Eat chicken. No, you don't want to eat
chicken's the exact example they gave. It's true that nuts are fairly high in calories for their weight. Compared with a 4-ounce chicken breast, which has about 175 calories and 30 grams of protein. 4 ounces of almonds have 680 calories and 24 grams of protein. So it's pretty consistent. It's pretty close, actually. But it does say you shouldn't plan to get all of your plant protein from nuts. Instead, try to stick to 1 ounce per day.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But
it's also especially if you're, it's just a lot easier probably having an omnivore type diet.
Here, let's see if we can find really.
Do what you want to
do. Here we go. Top drawbacks to a vegan diet. Extra careful to ensure they are consuming iron, zinc, vitamin D, calcium, and omega-3 fatty acids.
That's all in milk.
And then B12 deficiency is the big one. That was the one I was trying to think of earlier. I didn't really say it, but B12 deficiency it's basically a neurological stimulant. So if you don't get it and your brain starts to falter, you're kind of screwed. It's also an irreversible thing. So, but I know we kind of talked about it with workout stuff about dieting and how we both have very specific things that we focus on depending on cut, gain, stuff like that. Right. But then I was talking about potassium especially. Calcium's another very important one. So just seeing those two alone as two of the lookout ones, as well as iron's another big one. Where I mean, anybody who has an iron deficiency will tell you it sucks. Bruise easily. But you bruise very easily, so your body's physical blood system gets beat up and broken up very easily. It's again another very one that makes you very tired and just down on yourself. But especially those calcium and potassium, which are two, especially if you're into weightlifting, those are two that balance very well in the workout world, because potassium is the one that basically it's I call it the Kickstarter of your system, because it keeps your heart healthy, make sure your blood and nervous system are working in conjunction, working consistently.
Gotcha.
And then calcium builds bone structure, of course, keep your bones strong. So as you're building muscle around them, you can keep your bones strong. Obviously, if you're going vegan, you're not always going to be a bodybuilder trying to build muscle around your bones.
It'll be a lot different.
But even then, if you have a massive deficiency in it, you're going to start having issues with joints and bone density, which is a very bad issue if you get into low bone density, because that's not safe.
Osteoporosis type stuff.
Yeah, so that's the thing I'm scared of. Like, obviously with any diet, you need to balance out the things you're getting.
Right.
But with that vegan diet, you're getting rid of things that you can easily obtain from certain places and then you just have to work extra to regain those. And I don't think that's a very efficient way of living. But like I said, again, I'm not talking down on it, but if that's the way you want to live, you just have to be extremely meticulous and on it.
Yeah, even to the vegan, it's similar with the carnivore diet. That's
awful.
Yeah, that's
even worse, actually.
Really bad for your blood stuff. Yeah.
Horrible for your blood.
Oh yeah.
Horrible for your bones.
Oh yeah. It's not good for you.
I mean, that's kind of just asking for deficiencies.
Yeah.
Because if you go straight carnivore, it's like we said before, animal meats are very good at clean, consistent protein that's easily processed by your body. So it's just protein to protein. So that's basically all you're getting is just animal fat and protein.
Too much of anything isn't good for you.
And then spices, really. But
yeah, no, you need.
And with that, you can't really mix it up too much.
Yeah.
Like you can do like fish, which will give you a few different things.
But you do need
that'll give you some potassium and vitamin C and stuff. But yeah, but I'm
paleo diet. You know that one? You basically just eat like a caveman. No milk, no bread. You just eat like meat.
I don't like that one either.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't mind doing that one.
Keto's another one that people get on. That's just now it's like turned into a dieting special.
People say it's really beneficial, but
if used right, that's the little asterisk.
But you can't have pasta. Think about that.
No, I'd die. I'd die.
Yeah.
But that's the little asterisk on it. It has to be used properly. You just dive into it, or like you overutilize it, then body will just. It's another one that just like it makes you so tired that your body just wants to shut down, and like you die. If you really get into it, like you can't work out on it because your body's kind of just deprived of like good glucose and glycogen and stuff, and it just yeah. And moral of that story, be careful with a vegan diet if you're gonna go on it. I'm not going on it, don't need to go on it.
Never will go on it.
I will not go on it. I'll shake on that. I'm not going on a vegan diet. But I mean that's kind of like a practice what you preach thing too. But it's also part of both of our livelihoods. And actually another thing for like the anti-hunter thing, it actually saves you money.
What?
Hunting.
Oh yeah. Well,
think about it. You shoot a 150-pound deer, get 80 pounds of meat off of it or something like that. 70 pounds of meat.
You can
run that for a while.
Yeah, you can use that whatever weapon you're using. Ammo, it's expensive, but it's not as much like.
But if you have the firearm, you're just buying ammo.
When salmon or whatnot is a lot.
Well, like here,
more
so like let's take 70
shotgun shells.
Well, if you're eating like say even just 2 pounds of meat at a meal for like the family, oh no, that's either going to be low or high depending on the family. But say 2 pounds on average of meat, that's 35 meals off of one deer.
Yeah,
and you can make it a ton of different ways. You can ground it up and make burgers or sausage,
all of it,
backstraps, or you can do roasts from the legs, tenderloins, pure steaks.
Jerky.
I mean, jerky, even with literally, I just said backstraps. You can do a bunch of different things.
Oh,
throw them on the grill,
dude. Oh man,
dude, baking them with stuffing and bacon.
I never tried that one.
Woo, that's world class stuff.
I did the old smoker trick with the bacon wrap.
Hey, you can smoke it. Deer jerky's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Jerky in general is damn.
But then, like, think of like people out in Alaska. Obviously, we're not living like them, but they'll shoot a moose and live the whole damn winter off of it.
They dry salmon out for the winter
for the dogs.
And whatnot, yeah.
Like, think about that. You shoot one animal and you're set for the entire winter. That's literally one, maybe 2 bullets. So you're maybe a couple bucks on ammo,
That's
a few bucks on ammo.
Moose.
I mean, depending on the ammo you're shooting, a few bucks on ammo, and then you're feeding the whole damn winter. And that's eating it almost every day.
Oh yeah. I mean, red meat isn't good for you every day, but you do have veggies and whatnot in there.
Veggies. No, I definitely recommend mixing up the meats. Like we eat a lot of fish, chicken, venison, beef, pork.
All of it. Yeah, pork's on my lower liking.
I agree. It's probably at the bottom there, but it doesn't hurt. I mean, bacon's pretty next level. Pork jerky is actually pretty good. You ever had that? We have a pork jerky. It's like a sweet teriyaki. I'll give you some sometimes.
You know what I like? The old
jerky.
Decimated the teriyaki steak.
I love how we've literally just turned this into just talking about eating meat when we're talking about anti-hunters and vegan. I mean,
don't be an anti-hunter.
But don't be it. And you want to listen to, but it's like actually like the epitome of like the antithesis of like I'm using big words, but like it's the total like anti-hunter. Yeah, we're just talking about meat. Make it easy. But no, we have like this sweet teriyaki pork jerky that we buy. I don't remember exactly where or exactly the brand. What's it called? I don't know, but it's freaking good.
I believe it.
I take it to school and stuff and just chow on it.
Yeah, I mean
that's what I became known for at school, just bringing different meat in, like kielbasa, venison, jerky, like just all kinds of stuff.
Purple potatoes.
Great
Never
potatoes.
knew those were an actual thing.
Yeah, Max just learned a couple weekends ago that purple potatoes are.
They taste different. I'm telling you.
They do not taste different. They taste the exact same. Don't let them lie to you. They don't taste like grapes. Shut up. You're gonna get the vegans all hyped up.
Yeah.
But actually, if you are gonna go vegan, I talked about it in the last podcast when we were talking about diet. I just got a hair in my eye. That hurt. Ow. But I was talking about the last podcast. Like we just read potassium deficiency. I eat a lot of potatoes. That's how I get most of my potassium. And a lot of people don't realize it's like a potassium bank. Pretty much like one medium potato can give you like half your daily, or like a third of your daily potassium.
Pasta is good.
Yeah, and pasta's my number one.
Yeah.
It's damn good stuff. What else can I say to piss off some anti-hunters?
Talk about why not hunting is bad. Like why you should hunt. That's better.
In what way? Because we kind of talked about that already.
Just like
on a personal level, or
environmental, and how it could be hurting the animals more.
Okay, so let's kind of dive in more to what we said before.
Yeah.
From like an ecology standpoint. Right. Okay. So if you guys haven't been here before, I know why Max is asking me this. Oh, someone said something?
Potatoes are godly.
Dude, potatoes are godly, Fernando. Thank you.
The purple ones.
Purple ones are the best.
Taste like grapes sometimes.
They don't taste like grapes. But for someone who's going to major in zoology or wildlife management, ecology might go in there as well as either if that ends up in the double major or a minor or something. So this is pretty much my field, which is why Max is throwing that on me. Not trying to toot my own horn or suck my own tit, but
I've never heard that one.
You've never heard that?
I've never heard
That's
that
usually a female thing.
I like that one.
I figure it's a little more clean than what I could have said. But I told you would say some funny. I already swore on this. I could have said it, but no, it is a very important question. So, do you have a whiteboard? No, because it's actually very easy to visualize. It's a lot easier if you visualize it. So we were talking about specific populations. So basically, have you ever done one of like the simulations in what the hell are you doing?
Doing
rabbits?
Your visual.
No, we're not doing a visual.
Okay.
But have you ever done one of like the simulations in like a science class where it's like rabbits and foxes? And basically, so when you put two animals with one another, a predator and a prey, the numbers will naturally fluctuate past each other.
Mm-hmm.
So like as one rises, say the coyotes or the foxes, whatever animal it is, rises, the other one will drop because they're being preyed on. But because that drops, there's less prey. So then this has to drop to the level of the prey. Now that there's less predators, the prey goes back up. So that's kind of the basis of comparative ecology for single species.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem comes, as we were talking about before, when you get it like a decimation. So just a
Yeah.
complete destruction, especially when there's a singular predator species and multiple prey species. So say we'll use the wolves again because this is actually like a
Real
legitimate
thing.
one that we've seen.
Happens.
So you take that big pack of wolves and put it in one area. So now you have prey that hasn't seen a wolf in 60 something years,
I don't remember,
or at least consistent wolf activity in that time. So now every generation that has seen wolves has passed. So they basically mentally not evolved, because evolution takes tens of thousands of years.
They were taught.
Yeah, they were taught. That's a better way. So like mental evolution.
Yeah.
So they are mentally evolved over a short period of time, or naturally altered over that short period of time to not worry about a wolf, because now they're only being chased by bears and cougars. So they've adapted to those. So now all of a sudden they have this pack of animals surrounding them and attacking them from all sides. They have no idea what to do.
What the hell is that?
So then over time it just gets naturally cut away, and now there's virtually zero, like by a population, like endangerment standpoint, there's zero in that area. It's not a huntable population.
Yeah.
But that wolf population, because it hunted them so quickly, hasn't had time to drop. So now that those wolves then have to move and they'll just do the same thing over and over.
Keep her going.
So like if this is our area, they've taken out this point, now here, now here, now here, here, until this whole multi-square mile radius has been basically decimated of this species.
And the wolves are going to go to wherever the prey are if they're still around.
Exactly. And then we also see the same situation where now they've decimated these elk populations, and they're only eating elk because it's large prey, easy prey.
Tastes good.
So now they're gone. So the elk have been taken out. So there's no elk battling for the food in the area.
Right.
The wolves are now gone. So the large predator's gone, or at least one of the ones that, or the one that is of the most danger is gone, because the other animals are adapted.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's no elk battling for food. So now the other animals say, if obviously there's a bunch of them, but like the rabbits are going to go fucking nuts because there's so much food available to, and especially rabbits are, that's why they're always the example.
That's why they say you're going to breed like rabbits.
Breed like rabbits. They go nuts.
Oh, yeah.
So there's no competition for food. The large previously unknown predator is now gone. So now they're adapted to the only other predators in the area, which really don't feed on them, except maybe foxes. Yeah. But they can battle out with just the foxes.
Yeah.
So now they're going to go absolutely nuts because they have no competition on that level. Because especially when you look at prey animals and herbivore feeding, it's very level based. So the rabbits will come in and eat the tops off the grass. The deer will come in and eat the stems, and then in the area where there's hogs, they'll come and eat out the roots. So it levels out. So then they lose one of those levels. The level that's being fed upon just keeps going. Yeah. So it's just the tops get eaten off in this area. By the time they're done with the next area, those ones regrow. So they can just keep cycling back on that food.
And they get too big and too much.
Well, so then that's what you see with a deer food plot, where a personally planted, human planted plot, where they'll it's too small for so many deer, and they'll just rip it apart.
Yeah. And
then the food plot's dead because there's so much food in just this one area that they'll just come in and decimate it real quick.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'll never come back because there's no food left.
Right.
And it's not going to regrow, or at least at the same rate, because they just absolutely annihilated
it.
But if you have so much, or this larger area that we're talking about, and just this one animal feeding, they're going to come and they can just keep cycling and growing until they become such a large population that they get to that point where this area is just covered with them, and they annihilate the entire area. Then they move to another area and annihilate it. So you see this domino effect, like with the wolves.
Yeah,
but now with herbivores.
Right.
So that's why this idea that it just levels itself out is wrong. Exactly.
And they'll also, if they breed too much, diseases will be chronic wasting disease.
Yes, that's a very good point.
Which actually makes the animal suffer a lot more than getting shot.
Very good point.
Rots them. So,
Well, that's just natural selection.
right.
Mutations happen more often in a larger population. That's
Yep.
just, and then once it's genetic and passed down, then it's a very big problem.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey,
I mean,
people with blue eyes are considered mutants. Same with red hair and freckles.
thanks.
You see, hey, don't worry.
It's recessive genes.
Yeah, we're both mutated.
Which aren't always a bad thing.
No.
We're mutated. No, that's a very simple way of putting it, but recessive genes. But I mean that's the very baseline of it, of the ecology standpoint, and like
There's a lot more to
Yeah. I mean, it is actually somewhat simple along those lines.
Yeah.
And when you simplify it, that is kind of just the base of what happens, and you can definitely understand it off that. But that's why it's actually more important to realize all the inner workings. So then only then can you realize that throwing a new species in there at such an alarming rate or such a sudden point in time is actually so damn destructive.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because now you've upended that delicate balance that's been there for years on top of years.
Oh, we didn't even mention the bison in that either.
No, that's another great point.
Yeah, they'll overfeed there, and
Mm-hmm.
that won't be good either.
But they had a system at least developed over hundreds of years where
Yeah,
they
where
feed
they
out an
know.
area
Yeah.
and they keep moving. But there was such a massive population of them, but it was over such a large area. Kind of like
they
we
were
talked
all over the country.
Well, in that
Right.
case, like we talked about a population in an area overfeeding it,
Yeah.
there was such a big area that no matter how much they populated,
It's gonna grow back.
it would grow back and they couldn't overfeed that
It
area.
won't be an issue. Yeah.
And it was also physically impossible for that species to overpopulate at that rate. Like if they bred like rabbits, okay, maybe then. But first of all, they're being hunted by men, wolves, bears even.
Rabbits get it done.
Rabbits get it done.
Yeah.
Rabbits go friggin' nuts. But especially with that specific animal, they are balanced so that they're physically impossible for them to ever overpopulate no matter how big the area.
No, bison are cool.
Which is then why the problem was when people started hunting them like crazy, they couldn't populate fast enough. And they're such a big target that you can just wipe them out, you know?
It was easy.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good repopulation effort, though.
There's barely any bison in Montana now. They're really, most of them are in Wyoming, I think. That's where the most are.
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Like wild,
that.
the most are.
Yeah,
There's still some in Colorado and Nevada. And
I've seen repopulation farms in Colorado.
Yeah.
When I was out there, which is pretty cool.
Hey, they're in Minnesota too. There's 2 herds in Minnesota. Wild.
Want to ask any more ecology questions, or did that kind of cover it all?
I think that wiped it all out.
I mean, that's pretty much, like I said, that's the baseline of it.
Yeah.
And that alone just explains away the natural balance. Because like I said, over tens, hundreds of years, you will gather a natural balance.
Yeah.
But if you start from a place where it's just complete destruction of that natural balance, it's completely destroyed. It's either never going to recover and it's going to become a dead land, or it's going to be completely different balance by the time it balances out, and you're either going to be missing certain species as a whole, or those species are going to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what you see with the wolves now, just chasing the elk around, killing them everywhere.
Yeah. I do like watching those videos of when the wolves attack like the bison and whatever. I think it's cool how strong the wolves actually are compared to this animal.
They are very impressive. They are apex hunters. They can also run forever too. That's the impressive thing.
They can live anywhere. They really can. Like there's wolves that live in Mexico.
Yep.
Yeah, it's impressive. Really
and then coyotes are just nuts. Especially the ones we have here that are mixed with wolves, so they're even bigger and tougher.
There's no wolves around in the Northeast anymore, is there? Isn't there in Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania, I believe, has a very tiny population.
But other than that, not even Maine, I don't think. I don't think so.
Maine might at the northern tip.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
I don't.
We don't have them in Connecticut, so I don't focus on them too much.
Minnesota has a lot of wolves.
Do wolves live in Maine? No information on existence of wolf populations That sucks.
But the coyotes have been like
All over here.
Oh well, yeah, and then they bred with the wolves back in the day, and those genes have stuck.
Yeah, so now we have here in Connecticut, we basically have a mix of
Toy wolf, as they call it.
pretty much, but it's basically pure coyote with like only like 10% of wool, just the way they bred out. So now they're just bigger. They're basically coyotes, but just another 10, 15 pounds, and they're badass. And not in a good way.
They're vicious. That's for sure.
Well, that's like we saw someone's dog get killed here, like we were just looking at way earlier. But it's a bad mamma jamma for that stuff.
Those foxes, though.
Foxes are cool animals.
Yeah, they're an issue though.
Yeah, we
killed Chat.
They killed Chat.
Yeah, but I'm actually okay with that because I'm getting a better one.
Yeah, we had a fox problem here in Max's backyard with the chicken. He has. How many chickens do you have now?
24 right
24.
now, and we're getting what?
Is that including or plus the rooster? Or
yeah, that's
including the
roosters.
roosters.
All
Okay.
of them. Yeah, should have a hen hatching out some more here in about a week, which I'm gonna sell. Oh, I'm selling four hens to some dude on
Which
tomorrow.
ones? The buffs?
Yeah, 4 of the buffs because they're a little smaller and
Mm-hmm.
and anyways.
Oh, you're selling them tomorrow?
Yeah, the guy said no later than Saturday he'll come and get them. So I'm like, all right.
Sweet.
4 on the 24th. That's why I sold 4 of those. 4 little babies, and then another 4 little babies on the 25th.
Hell yeah.
For breeding.
Max is a big chicken man. So he knows a little bit about animal balance because he has to balance hens and roosters and.
Yeah, 10. What? Big Pete struggling. Captain won't. He won't get. So I might actually have to get rid of one of the roosters.
Big Pete, no.
I think no, he's staying. They can all live in harmony. Once there's enough hens, they're gonna be roaming around the yard, and Captain won't really care. I mean, Big Pete breeds with his hens. Captain doesn't care.
Big Pete's the homie.
Yeah, he is the homie. Oh, his frostbite's better. It
That's good.
repaired up. It's getting
Repaired.
good. He's doing good. He's doing good.
Any other final notes on anti-hunters or vegans? You keep bringing up good, solid points. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Uh-oh. Do we cover it all? Uh-oh. We never cover it all.
I just don't like the idea of anti-hunting or going vegan. I don't like the idea of it.
I mean, it's kind of funny.
Personally, I couldn't live without it. I don't see a lot of those people. They feel a lot for the animals, but it's life. We would have never evolved or survived if we didn't eat animals.
Amen.
Like honestly, we started some trees and whatnot, and we're plant eaters. And we go
caves and shit.
yeah, and then we go on the ground and we start eating shit over years and years. Oh yeah, eating meat. Oh, raw. Okay, let's cook it. Now we're cavemen. Do all this kind of stuff.
No, it's really impressive. Chimpanzees that hunt. You ever seen those that hunt the monkeys and stuff? That's badass.
I watched the videos.
So
I
badass.
watched the video. They're literally he grabs a vine, jumps on a branch, and jumps off and just boom.
Oh, they are nasty.
This is what they do. They're vicious. They're so strong. They grab the monkey and throw it because they try and kill it by throwing it on the ground. They're vicious.
It's actually pretty badass to watch.
Yeah, chimpanzees are gnarly.
But yeah, speaking on the whole to end off the whole anti-hunter.
Do some trout
thing.
guides.
No, I'm not talking about. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm wrapping up. No, we're done. We did it at the start. I'm talking about hunting and anti-hunting. But basically, to kind of sum it up, Max kind of said it already. It's kind of just it doesn't really fit. First of all, human evolution, human nature, the natural world. I mean, it's all part of it. And I'll talk about like the hypocritical thing. If you're gonna complain about factory farms and stuff like that, you can't then go and complain about hunters who are doing everything themselves and kind of putting their own livelihood out there to provide for themselves. And then again, I'll put it to the other side of the debate. If you're going to then go into the market and stuff, you should have at least the personal facilities and ability to then go and do it for yourself and go out and get something. Even if you don't have the opportunity to do it, you should have the mindset that you would then be able to do it. Because I think that's an important way to perceive the world as a whole without being hypocritical.
Yeah.
We talked about some ecology and wildlife management too. Very important to understand when you hear people complaining about that stuff and wolves' natural balance. It has a natural balance until humans mess with it. I mean, that's where it all starts from.
No, yeah, we killed all the predators here, and yeah.
I mean, we stuck our own damn foot in our mouth, and now we're trying to pry it out.
Yeah, and then, but I think that.
But there's a proper way to do it and an improper way to do it. And we did the improper way because it was our first attempt, especially with wolves.
That happens with everything. You barely ever get anything on your first attempt.
No,
barely. You do.
I mean, well, think about it. Before like the mid-late 90s, there was no reintroduction or conservation or anything like that. So it is a very recent push, and it's going to take time to really get it down. But I know that throwing packs of wolves in one area,
packs of wolves,
stacked 10 deep, is not a good way to start.
It's a little off topic, but have you heard about the Russian super packs with the wolves? Dude.
Out in like Siberia and stuff.
Of wolves get together and they like raid villages.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, like go through and like eat all the trash and scraps and everything.
Horses. It's crazy. It's just nuts.
All right, this isn't a wolf podcast.
Yeah,
we should do a wolf pod. No, I'm just kidding. Wolves are badass. But don't throw them in places where they annihilate the environment. Yeah. But we'll probably be doing our part for getting rid of some Yodis here in Connecticut. I might try to go out in the Midwest and do some work out there too during April vacation. That'd be fun. Crappie fishing and coyote hunting out in Missouri. That would be pretty awesome. Some sweet videos out of that.
Is that the Midwest? I only know the Midwest of like Minnesota and Iowa.
That's like the north middle.
Yeah.
Middle north, mid north. All right, but yeah, don't be an anti-hunter. Don't be a nut job vegan.
You could be a vegan.
You can be a vegan,
Not
but
crazy.
As in the title, don't be an extreme vegan.
Yeah, because
then I got a problem with you.
Yeah, and it's just like it doesn't make sense.
And the other final major point that we made: if you're going to be a vegan, do it correctly.
Yeah.
Don't just go plant and expect to be like perfectly fine. You actually have to plan out the diet as you would with any diet.
Be
but
safe with it.
In that case, you're cutting things out, so it's going to be a little harder. So be very consistent and well researched in the diet.
Don't hurt yourself over it.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself over it. Because I'd much rather you be a healthy human being than try to than die. But try to just act morally superior and then die because of it, and then have major medical issues.
Right.
Because we preach happiness, well-being, beauty, even though we like.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
No, it doesn't. No, we complain about things, but
we do. But it's all in the right.
But I also think in the end, like the gun thing we did. It's in the end, it's basically trying to spread some truth to things, and then either preserving yourself in terms of the guns, protecting yourself, bettering yourself mentally, physically, stuff like that. The last one we even talked financially. Self-defense class again, protecting yourself. The hunting and fishing ones, having a good time, being happy, doing something you enjoy.
Get some food out.
I mean, that's why we do the channel. It's something we enjoy and get to go out and do it and share it with people.
Want to share it with the lovely people of the interwebs.
Exactly. That's a beautiful way to end this off. On a happy note. I don't know. What are we going to talk about next week? What do we got? Because we did our last two ideas in the last two. What do we got? Pick a topic. Give me something. I'll let you pick it.
I picked the last one.
Oh, yeah, you picked this one, didn't you? Shoot. It means it's my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Should we go back to outdoor stuff again? Get back to the roots of the channel?
Yeah.
What have we not talked about? We could just tell some crazy fishing and hunting stories if we want.
Stories, yeah.
That would be a good one. That would be a fun time. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do something different. But there will definitely be another podcast next week. Friday night around the 6:37 mark. I was a little late tonight. My fault. It's on me. But like we said at the start, go book a fishing guide if you're interested in fishing with me, or maybe Max. Would recommend again. Which ones would you like to recommend yet again?
Trout and crappie.
Yes, exactly.
My top two.
Also my top two. So
I mean,
damn
trout,
good stuff.
tastes good, especially if three, like let's say one person and Nate and I both go, you keep all the fish. What, that's 6?
Hell yeah, I don't need it. I get them on my own all the time. And you're paying for it. You get all the fish.
Right.
Anything you catch, you can throw in your back pocket. Don't throw it in your back pocket.
Don't.
It's an expression. Don't actually put it in your back pocket.
We got bags.
That's a little weird.
Yeah.
But you can take it home with you. I'll clean it up for you and everything. Give you some recipes. And you can take it home and put it in your belly. Feed the fam.
And enjoy it.
And have a damn good time fishing.
And crappie.
And
On the
crappie.
other note, we caught. Oh man,
We've had some days.
40 one day.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago. We had 40 in one day. We had another day where we probably caught about the same. Only kept about 20 though, because I didn't feel like cleaning all of them. And then at one of our other lakes, we caught 15 one day. Not a single one was under a pound. That was a damn good day. And it's all on nice light tackle too, so it's a damn good fight.
Yeah, it's not difficult. It's fun. It's just more enjoyable. I mean, you get mad if you lose the fish. You get mad.
Oh yeah, but they both trips. The fish taste good. It's a damn good time.
And you can do a lot with both of those fish. Like you can
especially crappie.
make it
You can cook that almost
spicy,
anyway.
like anything.
Crappie's the best because it's not a strong fish. It's a very mild fish, so it's a good one for people that want to try fish and try new things with it too. You can put your own little spin, That was freaking stupid. That was really stupid. Sorry.
I'm sorry. We love it.
All right, but we'll wrap it up now.
Yeah.
Now that we're done plugging the business for the second time today. If you're not already, go ahead and subscribe. Throw a like on this video or podcast right now if you're watching it live. Comment below if you have like we were just talking about ideas for another podcast. Throw an idea down there. Ask us a question about anything today or any other questions you might have. Or you can go down to the links below and check us out on Instagram and ask us stuff there. Get in direct contact with us there. We love talking to fans. I was looking at some analytics and at least our real videos, not the podcast necessarily. This is a lot more subscriber based, but our normal videos, we have a lower number of subscribed people watching them. So if you're unsubscribed and happen to be watching this now, go hit that button for us and support us. Turn on notifications. That's definitely a big thing. And comment. I know recently that's been the big thing with the YouTube algorithm. So if you're commenting at any point, you're helping us out and getting our name out there a little bit more. Share us with some friends, some family, stuff like that. And again, going back to the business and fishing guides, if you know anybody who might be interested in that, obviously shout us out to that. Again, website and the Instagram for the guide service are both down there. So check those out. Come fishing for a damn good time.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Upcoming schedule for videos, like we said before, another podcast next Friday, so a week from today. We're ice fishing this weekend on Sunday. We're going mainly for trout through the ice, so we have a good day. Definitely expect a video for that. Max is already getting ready over there trying to I saw that.
I'm getting it.
But yeah, definitely expect that sometime this week. I have Monday and Tuesday off from school, so I can definitely get it the video banged out pretty quick. So it's like this past one, I got it out a little late.
Yeah, he does it quick.
My bad. But what the hell are you talking about? But yeah, I could probably get that video out Monday or Tuesday if we film Sunday, of course, which is when we will film because that's when we're fishing. That makes sense. Huh?
Yeah.
All right, I'll wrap it up though because I'm drowning on again. All right, so again, subscribe, like, comment. That puts us in the algorithm. Share us with friends. Check us out on Instagram. Check out the guide service.
Notification bell.
Notification. Max always gets me with that. He always remembers the notification bell. But go check out all our links down below and get in contact with us, whether it's for a fishing guide or just to talk about the outdoors or give us ideas.
We don't bite, I promise. He might, but
I might a little bit. No, I'm just kidding.
we're nice.
All right, but go do all those nice things for us. And until the next podcast or video, whichever you watch next, my name is Nate.
My name is Max.
Peace out.
Adios.
You gonna end or something? And we froze. There we go. We ended.